again, too excited about today. So, born and raised in North Carolina, Robert Patterson dropped out of high school in the fall of 1966 to enlist in the United States Army. At the time, it had been less than a year since full-scale ground operations had begun between U.S. and North Vietnamese forces in a conflict we know today as the Vietnam War. By the time he retired in 1992, he had ascended to the rank of Command Sergeant Major, but attaining this rank after a 25-year military career is dwarfed by his greatest military accomplishment, which took place only 2 years in. The date was May 6, 1968. Then Specialist Corps Patterson, less than a month after his 20th birthday, was serving in the 17th Cavalry Regiment near the Lao Chau village in South Vietnam. The day began with a typical morning reconnaissance mission. By afternoon, Patterson's unit would be fighting for their lives against an entrenched enemy battalion led by the battle-hardened veterans who a decade earlier had annihilated the French armies. With his platoon pinned down, well, I'll stop here and let him continue when he takes the podium. But after the events of that day, Bob Patterson would become one of the 257 servicemen to receive the Medal of Honor during the Vietnam War. It is my great pleasure to once again have this opportunity to be here today and introduce you all to one of our greatest living American war heroes. And by the way, sir, on behalf of Riverside, may we be the first to hopefully wish you a happy 68th birthday this upcoming Saturday. Please give a very warm, enthusiastic Riverside welcome to Medal of Honor recipient, Command Sergeant Major Bob Patterson. Somebody from the current wars in Afghanistan.
Well, can y'all hear me okay? Yes, sir. In the Army, you have to say, give a Sergeant Major a microphone and a captive audience, he'll talk for 3 hours. I am a Sergeant Major. I do have a mic. You're captured. Now, my wife told me before I came down here, you better remember one thing. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. So, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about me, but I'm going to talk to you about the most important people in here, right up there. All of those cadets. And I'm going to talk to you about your life, not mine. I'm going to use me as an example of what not to do. But I'm going to talk to you about your life. And I want you to think about your life as building a home. And when you build a house, the most important part of building that house is laying the foundation. That's what you're doing right now. You're laying your foundation for the house that you're going to build, that you're going to spend the rest of your life in. That's getting your education. So right now you're putting that basic foundation in. Long about time you become a junior, you're going to start putting walls up. Then you're going to start putting, when you become a senior, you're going to put the roof on. Well, you still got other things to do in that house before it's ready for you to move into it. That's what you're going to do when you go on into college. You're going to start putting all the electrical and plumbing in. And then guys, just when you got it absolutely perfect, it's ready. She's going to change your mind. Whether you like it or not, she is going to change your mind. I know. I am the proverbial one. She took me off on Sunday night. I showed her Monday morning. I dropped out of high school in the 12th grade and joined the Army. Really showed her. But get into college, and I don't care what the person next to you says you're going to do. Do what you want to do, because it's your life. If I listen to everybody in my high school, I'd still be behind that old gray mule up in North Carolina. And believe me, I know exactly what it means to plow behind that sight and smell. Don't listen to other people. They tell you you can't do it. You can do whatever you want to. It's just your decision of what you're going to do. Now, most of you have, I'd just like to say, how many of you plan on actually going into the military when you get out, when you graduate? Okay, so you're going to be a leader, right? How many natural born leaders do you know? 0. There's no such thing as a natural born leader. You learn it. That's what you learn in school. Now, there are a lot of people that are born and they're charismatic. They can flap their lips. That doesn't mean they can lead. Leaders are trained, and then I don't know about the rest of the branches in the Army. We train our leaders up until the day they actually retire from the military. Because they're always, be the NCO Corps or the officer school, there are always classes that they have to attend to continue to excel. You're going to do that same thing even in civilian life. No matter what field you go into, you're going to still go back to school to learn more things. Now, I am the proverbial one. Have y'all had a military justice class yet? No? Well, in the military, they've got these things called Article 15s, Captain's Mask for the Navy. Well, that's when you do something wrong, and they're going to punish you. But they don't want to kill you yet. So they give you this thing called Article 15. There used to be 3 levels of them. Now they got a 4th one in. They call it the first sergeant's level. And Article 15, you don't want that one. He is judge, jury, and executioner. Then they had the company grade level. That's issued through by a lieutenant or a captain. Then we have the field grade level, which is given by field grade officers, majors, lieutenant colonels, and colonels. Then we have the general's Article 15. Given by a general, normally reserved for senior NCOs and officers. They've done something. They deserve it. If I were to join the Army today, they would throw me out for being unfit. My first 3 years, I got 3 Article 15s. I got 2 field grades. I got 1 in basic training. And I don't want that lieutenant colonel. I want the full bird. And did he ever hit me? I was 2 hours late coming back from the weekend pass where I went to see Diane. Yeah. I was 2 hours late coming back, so they charged me for 2 days AWOL. I left basic training on extra duty and restriction. Got to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and I know y'all don't do this nowadays, but back when I was young, we like to have our cars and make some noise. So we did real smart things like pull the mufflers off, pour them full of gasoline, set them on fire. When they cool off, put them back on. There ain't nothing in those mufflers. I had a car, it was a 1962 Pontiac Catalina, 2-door hard top, and it had dual exhaust. And I burnt those off. It would talk to you. I got to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Brought my car on post to have it inspected so I could register it. Back then, we didn't have ramps. You'd pull up over a hole and there's somebody down at the bottom looking up. I pulled my car up there and he looks up there and sees them mufflers. And it's obviously they've been burnt. Nice mufflers. Yeah. Let's hear it. Come on, let's hear it. I crank it up. Blah, 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 blah. Come on, let's hear it. Blah, 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 blah. I was all wanted to hear it. Blah! Lieutenant comes running out of his office and says, "What the heck was that?" These mufflers. Lieutenant looks at me and says, "Boy, get that car off this post and don't bring it back till you put some mufflers on it." I can't drive my car. Second Article 15. I actually got an Article 15 in Vietnam. I had a squadron commander named Julius Benson. Julius B. became the first black three-star general in the United States Army. I had to report to Julius. Probably should have court-martialed me, but he didn't. I'm thankful. I reported to him. He started laughing. And the whole time he's giving me this Article 15, he's laughing. And I'm saying, I've learned to keep my mouth shut. And I'm standing there thinking, what does he find so funny? I ran into him years later in San Antonio parade. He had retired by then. And we were talking about his change of command from the 1st Cav when the horse threw him. And he'll still try to lie to you and tell you he threw the horse. And I looked at him, I said, "Sir, can I ask you a question?" He said, "Sure." I said, "Do you remember that Article 15 you gave me?" He started laughing. I said, "That's exactly what I'm talking about. What did you find so dang funny?" He said, looked at me, he said, "Sergeant Major, I'm the commander. Like I said, he recommended a person for a Medal of Honor in the morning and gave him an Article 15 in the afternoon." Now, he was intelligent. He really was. He punished me I guess he considered it to be appropriate. I was an E5. He put me on suspended reduction until the day I left Vietnam. Took half my month's pay for 2 months. Put me on 45 days restriction and 45 days of extra duty. I'm in the boondocks. I don't think I'm going to shine too many floors. By the way, just where the heck do you think I'm going to go? I'm in a combat zone. So I thought I'd kind of got a good laugh out of it, off of it. But what I'm trying to get to you, you're going to make mistakes. I used to, when I would go in as a first sergeant or sergeant major, I called all my senior NCOs into my office. And once they were all in there sitting down and everything, I'd hold my hands up and say, "Do you see any nail scars?" They look at me like I was kind of stupid. That's okay. I'm fixing to make my point to them. And then one of them say, "No." I say, "That's right. That means I'm not perfect, and neither are you. So make your mistakes here in peacetime, so that when you take my soldiers to combat, you don't make them then. And make all of them that you want to, but you better learn. Because if you make the same mistake the second time, we're going to have to talk. And you ain't going to like it." NCOs, that's one of the things you'll have if you do come into the military, particularly as officers, which I'm assuming most of you will if you go to college. You're given tools, because I truthfully believe that the first sacred trust, which is the defense of our country, is placed on the shoulders of the officers' corps. They're the ones that are responsible for defending the country. They're given tools. And part of those tools are the soldiers and the NCOs underneath them. Well, that NCO corps is a tool that belongs to that officer to use. Well, on the NCO's shoulder is placed the second sacred trust. America's sons and daughters. That's the NCO's responsibility to train, to take care of their welfare, to look out for them, promote them when they do good, punish them when they do bad. But that's their responsibility. So as officers, you're going to have that NCO corps. And I encourage you to look through that corps, see what you've got out there, and take the best one and bring it to you and make that NCO your NCO. Because that NCO is also going to train you. I know my career as a platoon sergeant, I had 3 officers, lieutenants, and I had to train all 3 of them. Because the Army does a great job teaching them the basics of being an officer. Doesn't do a real good job about teaching them how to deal with soldiers. And that's the NCO responsibility. So this whole point of this is, this is your life, what you're going to go into. Some of the things that I did while I was coming up that I shouldn't. And stay in school, get the education. Because that's the most important thing that you're going to have to help you for the rest of your life. And if you think you can't go to college, Go ask a counselor, what kind of scholarships are out there? What kind of grants are out there that I might qualify for? There's so many of them out there you can't count. Military, all five branches of the military have scholarships at just about every school. ROTC scholarships. 2, 3, 4 years. They pay all your tuition and fees, give you $500, well, when I was there, gave you $500 a month to live off of, or to spend to do whatever you wanted to do. States even have benefits for you, depending on what your status is. Like North Carolina, my home state, has a scholarship program for every child that the parent of the child entered the military from North Carolina, or the child was born in North Carolina, and that veteran or that parent is rated by the VA at 10% or more. You can stub your toe and get 10% with the VA. The one I like the best is their top scholarship. It is a 4-year paid in full to include room and board at any state-supported school. That's a free education. Okay? So they're out there, so everybody can go on into college and do that electrical and plumbing the way it should be done. But it is your life. Only you can live that life. Mama can't do it for you, Daddy can't do it for you. They can all guide you, but they can't live that life. Your friend next to you, no matter how good you think he is, can't live your life. Only you can live your life. And you can be anything you want to be. If you want to be a doctor, you can be a doctor. If you want to be a lawyer, you can be a lawyer. You want to be the president, you can be the president. But if all you want to be is a garbage collector, that's okay. Just be the best one there is. Your life, you live it. Just stop and think about the decisions you make. Just a little bit. You don't have to think very long. Don't do like I did. Dog, big dog. Trying to show somebody something. And do something you didn't really want to do, but really worked out good for you in the long run. But your life. God bless everyone.